Hello, Leo. This is your extended reading. So, are you ready to make a decision? I feel like this extended is talking about whatever this proposal from this one, right? Which seems to be a great opportunity, seems to be a great offer, seems to be, something that is very just and very fulfilling, right? With the Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. But I feel like, we talked a lot about you being a young heart, very innocent, and not so experienced to the point where you could judge with, you know, with the knowledge that this one holds because they are more experienced. I don't know if I'm making myself clear here, but I hope that you can see the difference between your both perspectives, right? You being very fresh, very, very young, and this one being very, so the word that's coming through right now is like they have been beaten up by life. So they have learned really tough lessons. That's why they now have become the Queen of Swords, where they use their rationality, their logical mind to make decisions, where you are just guided by your own heart. Where your heart leads you, this is where you're coming from, and this is where you're going to, right? Always from your heart, Leo. But I feel like with the opening card from this extended being the Judgment, what it's saying to me and what it says right away when it jumped out of the deck was the decision is in your hands, right? You are the one who will have to make this judgment for yourself. No one can make it for you. Even though they are good with words, they are very good with bending words and, saying things that maybe you want to hear, right? They're very persuasive, that is the word. But you have to be extra careful here because the decision is in your hands, right? And I feel like somehow with the card that is following being the Nine of Wands, it's related to the Nine of Swords that we saw in the first part. So this is the bridge that you're crossing once you cross the door of the Death card, right? That opened up the first part of your reading. And so when you cross over this bridge, you are not exactly aware of where you're stepping onto, right? As I said, you are not perceiving the anxiety, the disturbance, the anguish, right, that this person has, that this person used to build the realm that they inhabit within, right? So what I feel like you're perceiving is this Nine of Wands instead, right? Which traditionally, if I would read this card in the traditional meaning of tarot, it would be burdensome, right? But it's not at all what I'm seeing here. It's the the difference between air and fire. It's like light and fluid and what is exciting and thrilling, right? So what I'm seeing here, your perception, Leo, is one of enthusiasm. It's almost like the criteria of judgment that you're using to know what decision you'll make is one of, is it exciting? Is it something that lights my being? Is it something that lights my soul? Is it something that will make me grow, will make me expand, will give me a direction, right? It's also what I'm seeing here. So this is what is guiding you, right? It's this fire in your belly. So if it is instigating you, this is something that will that will pull you into accepting this offer, is what I want to say. But I feel like with the two cards following being Justice and the Two of Pentacles, these two cards are clearly talking about taking your time, you know, using well your time and your own intelligence, right? Your own criteria, right? To judge not only from your heart. It's like you have to know them a little bit better and pick up on their strategy to use words, to use their mind, right? Learn from them. Learn from them because they are so able to use their mind to the fullest, right? So learn from them before you make this decision, because you have to weigh down two very important aspects. And to me, what I'm seeing here is like mind and heart. You already are guided by your heart, but it's like this mindful decision, this logical mental space is something that you are not aware of, or you're not using it to the full potential as they actually can teach you indirectly by just spending a little bit longer with them, right? So don't rush yourself to give your decision, right? To make your judgment. Just spend a little more time juggling and adjusting to these two aspects, to one that you already know very well, which is your heart, but learning how to use your mind properly with more, it's like with more focus, right? It's like, because as I said in the first part, it's like you only see the glass half full and they only see the glass half empty. If you can see the glass entirely, right, not only half of it, it's like this is what is being said here, right? Try to see from your two perspectives, right? Try to see it side by side and one on top of the other. It's like you have to put yourself in their perspective, right? And now I'm just asking if they're the ones who are also trying to see the world from your perspective. But you know what? It doesn't matter actually what their side is. What's important, Leo, is that for you, it's like you have to weigh, to balance these two angles, these 2 points of view, right? Because right now you're only seeing through your heart, but it's also important to see through your mind's eye, right? To have this to focus your mind in seeing what you want to see from a different perspective, right? So do that. Like, take your time to do that, to learn from them, so you can balance these two sides, these two perspectives, you see? And I feel like when you do, it's interesting because I feel like somehow you'll be able to give them a counter proposal. Is that how you say it? So remember, let me just get the cards. There are so many cards, I can't even get them. Okay, so this is them, right? The Queen of Swords making you a proposal of the Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So this is where they are offering you something. And what I sensed in the beginning was they're offering you to stay in their domain, in their realm, in a society. And maybe this is for one or two, but stay with them in their territory, you see? And this is you. This is what you are proposing back, right? This is your answer. Actually, this is your, it's like within this process of judgment that you have gone within, right? To balance and just sync with their proposal, right? Just let it sink within you and consider the two sides of this coin, right? Your side and their side. So this is what you're saying to them. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and the Fool. And so if you see here, right, if we compare, we have the same elements, the Wands and the Pentacles and the Wands. And it's interesting because, you know, they're offering a 4 and a 6, and you're giving an answer that is less than what they offer. We have the Four of Pentacles, which is less than the Six of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Wands, which is less than the Four of Wands. So in reality, what I feel like within your innocent, so there are two things within your innocent perspective of the world, it's like what they're offering you, perhaps it's like you are not even believing that they're offering that much for you, which is coming like such a young heart, right? Such an apprentice. So how can they offer? It's like it's too good to be true what they're offering, right? So you're saying, I'm not prepared for that much, you know, but I accept less than what you're offering me if you promise me that I'll be free. It's like, if I would give an example, right, in a very practical way, if they are proposing an exclusive contract or an exclusive society, right, what you're saying, and they're giving you a lot, right, a good salary or a good percentage of whatever it is, or a really good participation in it, right? What you're saying is that I don't need that much, but what is like is mandatory, what is like something that I don't give up on, right, is my freedom with the Fool. So it's like it's like you accept, but with conditions, right? And your main condition is that your freedom is guaranteed. Like you can come in and go out as you wish when you desire, right? It's like you want to keep this young heart, because if you see here, right, these are two similar energies motivated by the heart. And also it's like new adventures keep calling you. So if you settle down in this empire, although it could feel or it could appear to be very abundant, very rich, it's too confined. And it's interesting because this confinement came in Cancer's reading the other day too. So you don't want confinement, no matter how abundant, how luxurious, how polished, how promising it looks like on the outside, right? Because what keeps you going, and this is why you're choosing to see this opportunity as this, and your criteria is like, is this enthusiastic? Is this thrilling? Is this an opportunity where I can grow? Is this something that really moves me? Is this something that excites me, right? So because you're motivated by new adventures, by new projects, by something that it doesn't need much, right? Because the Fool doesn't have a heavy load, right? On the contrary, is very light. It's light-hearted, as I said in the beginning, in the first part. So what I'm seeing here, Leo, is that you do accept their offer because you do have things to gain from them. And I feel like in doing this judgment, you already are learning from them, learning to balance your heart and your mind. But it doesn't mean that now you're only going to be focused in the mental way to see the world as they are. You see, what I'm seeing is that it's like it's a step up. It's like a step up of this young, very innocent energy, but motivated by the heart, right? It's like, because we go from a minor arcana to a major arcana, see? So in a way, this is the transformation process, actually. This is the transformation process. Not knowing that this would lead you to this step up in your path. But it's like they are opening up doors for you, and you do remain there as long as you have something to gain from it, right? Because it has to match your visions, you see, with the Three of Wands. Because they have their own vision of the future, which to most people, you know, being the Four of Wands, could be, you know, considered as very fulfilling, very happy, you know, this happily ever after, right? But it's different from what you expect or from what you truly want. It's like you don't need much. Like, what they're offering is more than you actually need. And when you do go weighing this, the conditions, the proposal, right, you see that it's like, and so instead of making you wobble or making you not trust your own gut or not trust your own heart, it's like by seeing the world through this new lens, through this mental lens, right, to balance out heart and mind, it's actually fortifying your heart, your free spirit, you see, with the Fool. So your vision hasn't changed, it has elevated, right? It's beautiful because it's putting you on a new path. It's like if you were hopping along horizontally, when you go through this door and you interact with this one and you gain from this exchange what you desire, right, by stating your conditions too, and making sure that you are still free to leave as you please, right, or whenever you want, is like you're stepping up. It's like it's not like you're hopping horizontally. What I want to say is like now you're jumping. It's like jumping timelines, right? You're accessing this new realm where bright new adventures await for you, Leo. So this is really beautiful. Yeah, I'm actually very excited for you, Leo. So let's see what the runes want to add as a final guidance for you if you are making this counter proposal, right? And going on this new adventure. So let's see. Okay, it's interesting. We have Saturn here. I don't know if you've seen, you might not have seen the Cancer reading that I posted last, but it was talking about rough patches along a new path that was opening up for Cancer. And what I'm seeing here, you know, because we're ending this part of your reading with the Fool saying that, you know, you're moving on, like with your freedom granted, right? You are allowed to go on new adventures, to go on new paths where you're only going to find out once you take the leap, right? But I feel like, oh, this is interesting. This is so gorgeous. Okay, what I just heard was that because you're coming through with such naive heart, with such innocent heart and pure intentions, knowing this one, crossing your path, crossing, you know, entering the domain of this one, it's like you were meant to learn to see the world from their perspective also, which is a harder perspective, which is you know, a more realistic perspective. And this is what Saturn is saying here. Like, even if you are stepping up in this new branching out to new opportunities, right? Very free, very light, very, very young, right? With the Saturn is saying there will be challenges along the way. There will be characters that will show you a different perspective, as this Queen of Swords has shown you, right? So be open and be willing to take these challenges as opportunities of growth, which is what I'm seeing you here with this one, right? So know that the challenges will continue to come in different forms, in different situations, through different people, but still they're there to make you strengthen your being, right? To actually make you step up your game, right? To evolve in a sense, not losing who you are, but strengthening the truth of who you are, right? Which is already guiding you, right? Which is your heart. So just know and be prepared, right? It's not to scare you, as I said, because you're not scared at all. It's just like this awareness, right? Be aware that there are challenges ahead. So, Leo, I hope this was insightful for you or helpful for you in any way. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.